Hey everyone, in a previous video I briefly mentioned the Remnant 2 Halloween event, Aberration Domination. I will be covering here as well as all the details you need to know in order to farm and what this event brings. With the recent patch drop, and with it comes many fixes like armor rebalance, strong back for challenger, and loadouts, a highly requested feature from the community, which I'm so happy to see Gunfire put into the game, making it easier to swap to different builds you may have. This feature can be accessed by double tapping the stats button and saves up to 9 different loadouts as well. Delete or overwrite them as you like. As well, the event brings new variants of existing weapons, mutators, and more. This is the first ever event in Remnant 2, and it currently runs from October 27th to Halloween on the 31st today. For those of you that have been playing Remnant, what weapons did you choose to get? And are there any new mods that you're really liking? Be sure to let me know what you think in the comment section. During this, players will encounter special aberrations at a significantly increased rate compared to how it would be after at a normal rate. They can spawn in both the story and adventure mode. Currently, the chance to spawn during this event is the same across all difficulties, but may change after the event to only the harder ones like Nightmare and Apocalypse. These aberrations drop a new resource called Corrupted Shards. Corrupted Shards can be used with the vendor Dwell back in Ward 13 for corrupted guns, which will cost 10 Corrupted Shards per gun, which there are 5 in total if you wish to collect them all. These are alternate versions of existing weapons, not only changing the way the weapon looks visually to some degree, but also altered their attack patterns and innate effects, effectively creating entirely new weapons, along with new resources and aberrations. You'll need 50 corrupted shards in total along with the weapons to craft the variants. Buying a corrupted weapon swaps it for your standard variant. You lose the original. However, you can reacquire the original through the same method you did initially to have both versions, which I will have details on later. There are also new mods and mutators to acquire. In order to farm, location and difficulty level doesn't matter, although I've seen people mention Root Nexus in Geisha. Fight enemies till no more are spawning and then touch the red stone. Or run around for 2 to 3 minutes in any location till you run into an aberration, defeat it, and then liquid escape and repeat. Also note you can only carry 10 corrupted shards on you, otherwise for every next one you'll just get scrapped. Mutators have various effects and can further enhance your gameplay, and with this event so far there are 12 new mutators from what I can find. Some of the new mutators include for long guns and handguns are Bottom Feeder, increases this weapon's range damage by 5% for every 20% reserve ammo that's missing. At level 10, when the weapon runs out of ammo, it gains infinite ammo for 5 seconds and can happen once every 60 seconds. Then there's Ingenuity. Reduces the heat generation of this weapon by 25%, and at level 10, reload speed is increased up to 35% based on this weapon's heat accumulation. I personally found this great with the cube gun, as you can see here. One of my favorites to use with how unique it is, but I am no build expert, for all I know this could be terrible, so don't follow my advice here. Use it at your own discretion. Bottom Heavy increases the fire rate by 7.5% and an additional 1% for every 10% of the magazine that's missing. At level 10, reload speed is increased by 20% when this weapon's magazine is empty. Kill Switch. Switching to this weapon creates an explosive burst which deals 50 damage to all enemies within 7 meters. At level 10, this weapon kills with any explosive damage to reduce kill switch cooldown by 1 second. Sequence Shot. This weapon's charge shot decreases the charge time of subsequent charge shots by 10% for 3 seconds. At level 10 while active, charged primary shots grant 1% range critical chance per round spent, max at 20%. Spirit Healer regenerates 5% health over 5 seconds for every 500 mod power spent, and at level 10, allies within 15 meters are healed for 50% of the primary effect. Top Heavy increases this weapon's range damage by up to 7.5% based on how close the magazine's capacity is to full. At level 10, increases this weapon's weak spot damage by up to 20% based on how close the magazine capacity is to full. For melee, there's Edgelord. Increase melee charge speed by 15% and melee attack speed by 10%. At level 10, gain 3% of base charge melee damage dealt as lifesteal. Latency, melee weapons with special abilities which become readied by dealing melee damage requires 10% less damage to charge. At level 10, increases the potency of the readied melee special ability by 25%. Opportunist. Perfect dodge activates the opportunity, which increases the melee critical chance of the next melee attack by 50% for 3 seconds. At level 10, while opportunity is active, any dodge or combat slide refreshes the duration. Shocker. Empowers the weapon after 5 hits. While empowered, the next charged melee hit strikes all enemies within 10 meters with 50 shock damage, and at level 10, the damage now applies overloaded, dealing 100 damage over 5 seconds. Stormbringer increases the status effect damage applied by melee attacks by 25%. At level 10, charged melee attacks lower enemies' resistance to all status effect damage by 10% and lasts for 10 seconds. Now let's take a look at corrupted weapons. Corrupted Deceit. Deceit's original form requires a mix of close-range play and charged melee attacks. The corrupted version introduces Windfall, allowing you to fire spinning blades with controlled taint effects from range. This offers more precise and safe playstyle options. Then there's Corrupted Aphelion. The original Aphelion fires a single wide arcing line. The corrupted version splits the shot into 3 stacked lines with different mechanics, offering more variety for players who enjoyed the original weapon. Then Corrupted Meridian. The original Meridian fired volatile grenades. The corrupted version features a dead point, allowing you to fire a cluster bomb. This version offers more control and effective explosive gameplay. Then the Corrupted Rune Pistol. The original Rune Pistol had the Soul Brand effect that left echoed of marked enemies that healed you. The corrupted version has the Death Brand, and instead it increases incoming damage by 10% and boosts weak spot damage by 10% for 10 seconds, while also changing the weapon to automatic fire. And then lastly, my favorite one to use, at least the base version, is the Corrupted Merciless. The Corrupted Merciless departs from the bleed effect entirely and transforms it into a 3-shot weapon with increased DPS and longer range. It introduces a new mod called Bloodshot that provides unlimited reserve ammo and faster reload for 13 seconds. It caters to the sharpshooter focused players. If you made it to the end of the video, feel free to let me know, what game are you currently playing? Do you have any interest in Remnant at all? And as always, thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed already, definitely do so. More content to come on the channel.